Rory Who, Rory Who. Oh, well, my name's Fox, and I'm like an Epic Fox, and I totally almost did not drop my sonic screwdriver. Welcome to the review of Season 2 of Legends of DC's Legends of Tomorrow, where I think time travel was done a lot better in this one than it was in The Flash. And also, it's kind of funny. Basically, well, I do have some problems with this season though too. But you don't know what this show's about. It's the DC's time travel episode. Basically, it's answer to Doctor Who, where every episode they're basically in another timeline trying to fix anomalies or anomalies that were created in when they mess with time or when someone else messes with time. And like it starts off, they kind of do a kind of a Doctor Who-ish thing where they do add more characters, at least the newest season. Like last season we had Hawk Girl and Hawkman, or whatever the fuck his name was. I think it's Hawkman. And they left to go do whatever, but now alright. We're now returning back to regular time, but now we have a new character, historian, who, spoilers I guess for later on, becomes Steel, who becomes a legacy hero known as Steel, which he only wears his suit like twice in this season, I remember. As well after that, you also have the old Vixen from the JSA, or I think they're Vixen, where her granddaughter has an animated series that's connected to the Arrowverse right now, if I remember correctly. And also appeared in this last season of Arrow. So it basically starts off that the legends are scattered throughout time because something happened that Rip did they tried to just block a nuclear explosion that was going to destroy New York by using the Wave Rider, but Rip sent everyone across time and space except for Mr. Rory because he wouldn't survive the trip. And then in the beginning episode, this new historian along with Oliver find the ship that's been sucked down there since like the 50s. Saves Mr. Rory, who's been in stasis, and Mr. Rory and Rory, the fire guy, not Rory. Well, I just thought about it. I just said Rory in the beginning, but I meant to talk about Rip in that case. Rip is Rory in Doctor Who. But in any case, so Rory, the flame heat wave, basically, I'm just gonna call him Rory, and then it's called Rip. Rory and the historian head out to try to find a team, which they do like within the same episode. Each of them in their own timeline, each of them in their own time period. Which Sarah's, I think, is the funniest because she was in the town of Salem, and apparently she seduced all the women in the town of Salem. I'm just like, wow, that's. Jeebus, that's a lot. I'm like, dang, all the women in town. That's freaking hilarious. But, what was I trying to think? Sarah, so, they all get together and basically they go on a couple wild adventures as a new enemy has appeared. Where after the ending of Season 1, Hourman, who's part of the original JSA, when he appears to the team telling them that they should never go back to this time because if they do, they'll die. But then that character, when they meet that character in his exact right time, he hasn't said anything, doesn't know who they are, and it turns out it's because the one that they talked to was actually killed, and so was this one later. This one is killed, then also later on, Vixen by time traveler, which we have no idea who the time traveler is. Actually, I can't remember if for some reason they show who the time traveler is. Another time traveler messing with time. This then leads Vixen to join up with the team, and because the last words of Hourman, who was her lover, was that a time traveler killed him. But Vixen thinks, okay, first it thinks it's Mr. Rory, but it actually isn't, and basically, this leads them to then try to find this new time traveler and kill him, or try to stop him. And it turns out this new time traveler is Eobard Thawne. Which I was like, Wait, what? Basically, this season of Legends, basically, what they did was, I'll say right now, like, Eobard Thawne I did like in the first season of The Flash and everything too. But the thing is, Eobard Thawne, not Eobard Thawne, like, they took characters that, they took some characters, at least one of them, that wouldn't really work or, like, really just kind of sucked in other series and brought them into Legends of Tomorrow and made them better. Not saying Eobard Thawne or Malcolm Merlin, because later are that, but Damien Darhk comes back again, and they meet him throughout a couple of different timelines because he's, of course, an immortal. And, I forgot, and, like, I really do like that bit with Damien Darhk popping up every once in a while. Every once in a while, and then just becomes part of, like, the bad guys team, which they call the Legion of Doom, because the historian, who's kind of like the new doe-eyed kind of character, I guess, he says that like he saw the name of these bad guys on a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, or like he named these guys after the Hanna-Barbera cartoon. So I'm thinking, so do they have the Justice League or Justice Friends cartoon for this? Do they have the Justice Friends cartoon in this DC universe? I can't remember if the Flash is in the Justice Friends. I don't know. I can't freaking remember that. If it is, that's pretty fun. If he's not, then that's actually pretty funny. It could actually still fit. But basically, Eobard Thawne's running through time because he's trying to stop. He's trying to stop his own demise. He's found a way to try to create a paradox to where his ancestor could be dead from the Flash. Spoilers, I guess. But he can still be alive. And Eobard is going through time, and he's also collecting characters like Damien Darhk as well as Malcolm Merlin to try to help him save himself, as well as say, hey, you guys help me, I'll be able to help you with your terrible futures that are coming. And they join together basically as the Legion of Doom. But for some reason, Eobard keeps disappearing for every couple of minutes. And even Damien and Merlin are like, why is he keep disappearing randomly? And it turns out it's because of the Black Flash, or it's Zoom, right? I'm pretty sure the Black Flash is Zoom. I can't freaking remember. I can't remember because I thought Zoom's overall look was all completely black. But I do remember when he meets the Time Wraith that he becomes like kind of like a zombie looking thing. But I don't remember if he had. I don't think Zoom had black, like red, because Zoom has like a red lightning bolt on his chest, as well as red like things on his head. The red lightning bolts on his head are the Zoom zombie or whatever. So I don't know, because I thought Zoom was just all black and he just had like everything in black. I can't really remember. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So the Zoom was originally all black. So then I wonder what. So I don't know if the Time Zombie or the Black Flash, as they call him, is actually Zoom. I thought it was, but I'm not quite sure anymore. But basically the Time Zombie is tracing Eobard down, and it senses that he's an anomaly or anomaly in time. So it's tracking him down, sensing the Speed Force in him. And it turns out, and Eobard's going to keep running from the sucker forever unless they can find something that's going to stop it, which is the Spear of Destiny, which also I forgot to mention, Rip Hunter apparently is dead. He's gone. He's disappeared. No one knows what happens to him. And then later on we find out that he's actually wiped his mind because he knows where every piece of the Spear of Destiny is. And the reason he wiped his mind and everything is because the Spear of Destiny is apparently the weapon that pierced Jesus on his side, but also an item that can then rewrite all of reality itself. So in other words, you could make it to where an anomaly like Eobard is alive, or you change the history altogether of everything. And so basically, it's a race against time, trying to see who can get the pieces of the spear first. They later on find Rip Hunter, which then Rip Hunter is then turned evil at one point. But of course they hope they get him back. And also, they kind of have a Doctor Who moment. I'm spoilers for the season, I guess. But they do turn Rip evil. But also there's one point where they go into Rip's mind, and he has a visualization of his ship, Gideon. Which also, the voice actress, if this is also the same person who plays her, which I think it is, Gideon, I actually kind of really, whenever she talked to someone and she was off screen, but she was still, quote unquote human form, like, I still only heard like the ship talking. I'm like, that's actually kind of funny. But there's even a moment where Rip Hunter and Gideon kiss, and I'm just thinking like, this is a really Doctor Who-esque moment where like, when the Doctor and when the TARDIS gets transferred into a human body, and the Doctor and her kiss, I believe, at one point too, the Doctor's wife. I believe that was the episode's called. So that was really reminiscent of Doctor Who, and it's kind of funny since, the guy who plays Rip Hunter also played Rory in Doctor Who. So it's just kind of funny. But this season I actually really did like. I liked the bit, like, again, like, they brought characters who are probably not appearing in Arrow or The Flash anytime soon again, and they bring them back into the, fold with DC's Legends, and also still makes it to where they work. Damien Darhk as an Arrow villain sucked so many balls, and I just did not like him at all in that. At least in this, he was at least better used, I think. Malcolm Merlyn was in this, and Malcolm Merlyn is basically kind of an anti-hero in this, kind of, because or at least he's the one who, like, is like, okay, I don't want to kill all of them, I just want to get this done, or something like that, though he does later on, say that they should freaking kill the Legends. Eobard is used pretty well, and it's actually kind of cool seeing this actor play Eobard, since, the first time we saw Eobard was as Dr. Wells, who was a totally different actor altogether, and it was a pretty epic actor. But we only saw like Eobard in his actual form, like I think twice in the original season of The Flash. So it's actually kind of cool seeing him in this one, seeing him look basically different. I'm trying to seeing him like as this Eobard. Though I will say it kind of seems that we don't see him in his super suit more often, his Flash suit. And even Steel, which is the historian who is the ancestor of, or a descendant of, a legacy hero who is also named Captain Steel. But he gains the power of basically steel skin and everything. The historian, which hence the name Steel. But it's actually pretty cool. Him and his love with the JSA Vixen, the older Vixen, is actually pretty cool. Time travel in this at least done a lot better. There's no, we have to blow up a bomb in the past, present, and future at the same time. It's like, you're an idiot. With Rip being gone for most of the season, though, someone had to step up to be captain, and it's Sarah, and I really like that. Rory, or Heatwave, I actually really like in this season too, because of his character development with, like, not having Snart and kind of having to come into his own a little bit, and he's kind of a guy who just does not really care, but is still kind of like the heart and soul of the team, which I kind of like. The Spirit, then also twice in this season, maybe even more times, I'm not sure, but twice in the season they have that the main character, basically another thing that reminds me of Doctor Who is the episode where they met Charles Dickens, where basically they meet both George Lucas and R.R. Tolkien, I believe it is, where before they become writers or filmmakers, and basically the episode is basically supposed to be how they came up with ideas for all of this. Like for George Lucas, I won't spoil the entire season, but for George Lucas, like at one point, like they needed help, so Sarah goes, "Please, George Lucas, you're our only hope." Or they get thrown into a trash compactor and they have to hold it up with a beam or something like that. Or later on with R.R. Tolkien, where they have like a entire speech about like fellowship and stuff like that. Or that the Spear of Destiny glows whenever it's near its blood, the thing that can kill it, its blood, because they're trying to destroy the spear before anyone else can get to it. Like, it's always kind of the whole, it's like, that's where they got that from, that's where he got that from, and stuff. It's actually pretty funny. It's pretty funny, like, go on. And also there's other things like Stein, the other half Firestorm has a daughter, which I thought originally was because of the Flash messing with time because of the invasion episode. But it turns out, no, that's actually because he went to the past and said, pay more attention to your wife. And that just so happens to make a baby. And just happens to have the daughter, which the team talks about, like, going back in time to stop this from ever happening with the young sub for Stein's young sub, so he doesn't have a daughter. But then I'm just thinking, because Stein's daughter is a pivotal character in trying to stop the invasion from happening. So, in a way, like, I just like, if you kill her or stop her, then then the invasion will still continue on and we'll, you'll all die. But then again, we are also talking about DC's time travel or Arrowverse time travel, where Eobard can be killed, Eobard's ancestor can be killed, and so Eobard in the future will be killed, but the Flash can still be around, even though Barry shouldn't be around because Eobard used the particle accelerator and destroyed everything to give Barry his powers back. So that Eobard can then steal it to then travel back to his own time or whatnot. So it's kind of like you're not really doing it. It's like, yeah, I guess they can do that, but then say like everything's still fine. I guess, I don't know. The time travel is still a bit wonky in this universe, but at least they kind of are ironing it out a little bit more in Legends of Tomorrow. And I can at least understand now, okay, it takes a while. It takes a while before they themselves are affected by time itself. So it takes a bit of time before that ever, because they say it before it concretes or it solidifies or whatever. So, okay, yeah, I can at least understand, like, they're not as affected by it or whatnot. The season finale is pretty freaking good too. Even though the kind of ending, like the cliffhanger is, I think, kind of weak. But it's just, it's not as good as like the Hourglass Man coming. You can't go back to this or you'll die. But the thing is, that guy just like came in, and you think he's gonna be an important part? No, it's really just like, if anything, he is the wife in the refrigerator to then push another character into, kicking it, like, to become a hero or whatever. That's basically what this is. He dies, so Vixen joins the Legends to find his killer. He's really just a plot point to get her to join the team. That's basically what that is. But the season was awesome. I really liked, again, Rory. I like Sarah becoming the new captain of the ship. I kind of like the timepiece they go to. They go to Chicago in like the 1920s, so like they meet Al Capone and all that. Though, what is funny though about that is I don't know, funny, but like after watching Boardwalk Empire, when they show this other guy who's supposed to play Al Capone, I'm just like, he don't look like Al Capone. Like, if anything, I think the guy from Boardwalk Empire looked more like Al Capone than this guy did. Because I'm just like, you just look like a standard mafia dude. You don't even look like Al Capone. Or, what is the other? Or, King Arthur, I guess it's just King Arthur. One point they go to King Arthur too, which like apparently King Arthur isn't supposed to exist and stuff like that. And the historian says that, but he does exist. Which I thought they were gonna pull like which I guess it's kind of like the whole Doctor Who. Again, I keep bringing up Doctor Who, but it's kind of like the whole Doctor Who Robin Hood episode, where it's Robin Hood is just a myth, a legend, but it turns out no, he's actually a person. He just lived on in legend and stuff like that. So in a way, I really kind of there's like a little thing right there. I'm just trying to figure out what that is. It's the lightsaber. That's what it is. But it felt kind of like that a little bit. Also, like there are a couple of twists and turns in this episode series, which I kind of like. So far, like this one, even though I did like the Flash one felt like it kind of landed flat on its face at the end of the at the end of this last season. This one at least felt basically kind of more compelling throughout most of it, even especially like the final episode and stuff like that. It at least felt a little bit more compelling through all of it. But yeah, like, and again, the time travel in this at least made a little bit more sense. And I liked that they brought back. It's kind of the whole Kingpin was a Spider-Man villain, but is just like a Spider-Man villain, but is the main antagonist of the Daredevil. I felt like this was kind of how this season was. It's like, yeah, these guys are the bad guys of these other villains or these other heroes, but in Legends of Tomorrow, they're way worse. And I actually want to look up a little more about the Black Speedster, because I want to know more about that one. He had Red Lightning too, so I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be Eobard in the. I thought that was supposed to be Eobard in the future. Also, there's a point where this is supposed to be the same Eobard from the beginning of the last season of Flashpoint or whatever. When he travels back in time, but this Eobard also is the Eobard that lived throughout all of season 1 of The Flash, apparently, because he says that he missed working with Cisco and company. So it is kind of like, wait, so is it him? Wait, so is it the past Eobard before he got stuck in Wells, or is this the Eobard after all of that? I don't know, but I want to look at more. Maybe he's probably the Black Flash. Like maybe it's just him like corrupted by time or whatever, or the original him that we saw, or the one that we saw corrupted by time. I don't know. But DC Legends of Tomorrow season 2 is way better than the first season, and I think probably even better than even though I did like the Flash one, and again I liked the bad guy in the last season of the Flash. In the ending, it kind of landed flat on its face. But the episode was awesome. Tell me what you guys think in the season was awesome. Tell me what you guys in the comments below. Did you like this season? Would you rather go watch one of the other ones? I don't know. I don't know if I'll watch Arrow because it's not on Netflix right now, so I gotta wait for that one to come up. Though I'm probably gonna start watching Supergirl just because I have another DC show to work with, and I kind of like putting these in the background and watching them while I do other stuff. But either way, thank you so much for watching. Which videos that I've done, links are on my Facebook, which is over there somewhere. Check out all my playlists, links, and so on. But just thank you so much for watching, share the videos, and we will see you later. Rory-hoo!